Malelepo, Vukenjani, Class Vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning. It is the 28th of January and we are absolutely happy to have you here. These are some of the stories we're going to be looking at today. We are tracking unfolding security developments in Nigeria. Apparently, a coup plot has been uncovered there. Legal proceedings in Kenya and shifting diplomatic ties between France and Chad. We also spotlight inspiration beyond politics as Olympic champion Faith Kipyegon launches a maternal health project at home. Before we turn to Namibia, where IShowSpeed decided to end his Africa tour. That and more on Africa Good Morning, including Rorisang Mohojwe delivering the Botswana report on DSTV285 GOTV 251up2.com, Network Media Hub, NTVAFRIKA.MY.NA. My name is Ashwin Berry. Top stories shortly.
Ready to be entertained? We've got you. GoTV's got more shows just for you.
That's right.
More movies?
Yes, jackpot.
More kids shows?
Of course.
And more football than anywhere else.
No doubt about it.
Yes, we've got more. And we've got you. Pay for your current GoTV package and we'll upgrade you to the next highest package. Get more with GoTV. At home or on the go with GoTV Stream. GoTV. Love it.
Life is unpredictable and one needs to be protected against any eventuality. Get Santam legal access from as little as 50 Namibian dollars a month for when you find yourself in need of legal representation due to civil cases, criminal prosecution, and family matters such as divorce, child maintenance, and custody. It also covers labor disputes, disciplinary hearings, and unfair dismissal or retrenchment. With Santam Legal Access, you'll receive free legal advice on almost every legal aspect, whether the specific matter is covered by your policy or not. For true peace of mind and legal protection when you need it most, call us on 061 292 8000. Santam. This is freedom.
All right, we start our top stories in Namibia, where the defense headquarters has confirmed an existence of a plan to illegally remove the administration of President Bola Tinubu, stating the officers implicated will face military judicial panels. In a statement signed by spokesperson Samalia Uba, the military said investigations had identified several officers linked to allegations of plotting to overthrow the government. The inquiry followed reports in October that 16 officers were under investigation, though the army initially described the matter as involving indiscipline and service regulation breaches. 14 of the officers are from the Nigerian army, while 2 are from the Navy as well as the Air Force. The officers were arrested and detained over the alleged plot, with further investigations later leading to the arrest of additional officers and civilians. We move on to Kenya, where prosecutors say cult leader Paul Mackenzie will face new charges linked to the deaths of 52 more people at another village in Kilifi County. Mackenzie was arrested in 2023 after 429 bodies, including children, were discovered in mass graves in Shakahola Forest. He has remained in custody since then and has pleaded not guilty to multiple manslaughter charges. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution the Officer of the Director of Public Prosecutions said approval had been granted to formally charge Mackenzie and his co-accused over the Binzaro homestead deaths. Prosecutors said he was reasonably suspected to have masterminded the incidents using radical teachings as well as coordinated structures. Moving on to our next story, it's time to fix things and fix things fast, which is why French President Emmanuel Macron has invited Chadian President Mahamat Déby to Paris, and this is in a move aimed at rebuilding strained relations between the two countries. The invitation was delivered verbally by French Ambassador Eric Gerard during a meeting at the presidential palace in N'Djamena and was accepted, though no visit date was announced. The outreach follows Chad's termination of its defense agreement with France in November 2024 and its earlier request for United States troops to leave. These decisions prompted speculation of a strategic shift toward non-Western partners. Last week, Chad signed a memorandum of understanding with Belarus to strengthen military cooperation. Despite this, Déby said Chad does not intend to replace France with another foreign power, preferring partnerships based on mutual respect. Now, Kenyan athletics star Faith Kipyegon has announced plans to build a maternity facility in her hometown of Keringet, shifting part of her focus from competition to community impact. The three-time Olympic champion and five-time world title holder said women in the area often travel about 35 kilometers to access hospital care, placing mothers and newborns at risk. The new facility, named the Dare to Dream Maternity Ward, aims to provide safer childbirth services. Kipyegon said she has witnessed women return from labor without their babies due to limited access to proper care, describing the situation as heartbreaking. She added that many women give birth without adequate medical support, dignity, or safety, with consequences felt by families and communities. Kipyegon, whose daughter was born in 2018, attended a groundbreaking ceremony that included a children's cross-country event. The project will be funded by her shoe partner Nike as a legacy initiative following her unsuccessful attempt to run a sub-4-minute mile in Paris last year. And exciting times indeed, because super streamer IShowSpeed, also known as Darren Watkins Jr., concluded his Speed Does Africa tour with a final visit to the land of the brave, Namibia. The stop marked the last leg of a journey across approximately 20 African countries, where he live-streamed cultural experiences to millions of viewers. Upon arrival in Windhoek, he was welcomed by officials, including the ICT minister, while the Namibia Tourism Board promoted the visit to showcase the country's heritage, landscape, and wildlife. Highlights included what you can see on your screen. That was him arriving at Single Quarters Kapana, popular spot in Windhoek, where you can get some of the best beef in Africa. And as you can see, Speed is beloved in the land of the brave. Other highlights included interactions with the Himba people, where he joined traditional dances, learned about customs, and wore traditional attire. He also visited San communities and of course, making sure that everything was high energy, emphasizing hospitality and cultural diversity. The Namibia finale concluded multiple live stream segments that wrapped up the continent-wide tour focused on authentic African experiences. That looks like it was good fun. Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. After the break, Rorisang Mohojwe joins us from Botswana. It's time for us to get the news from Rorisang Mohojwe as she delivers the Botswana report. Dumelang, Rorisang.
Dumelang, good morning, and thank you so much for having me here on Africa Good Morning.
Thank you for joining us, Rorisang. Now, a disclaimer is needed for our sensitive viewers, not because of the images that are about to be shown, but this is a truly disturbing story. But of course, it has taken Botswana by storm, understandably so, because bail has been granted for a mother in a shocking child brutality case. As carefully as you can, Rorisang.
Well, the case is not only shocking, but it is also sensitive as it involves a minor. Like you just said, Ashwin, a 46-year-old woman, has pleaded guilty to a charge of child brutality. The Molapole Magistrate Court heard that on the 11th of January, the woman beat her daughter with an electric cable and forced her to eat cockroaches. Now, this incident came to light after the girl's father witnessed the abuse while visiting the child at the village where she lived with her mother. According to the police, the father overheard the mother threatening the child, saying that she would continue to eat cockroaches, and this prompted him to intervene as well as to alert the authorities. Now, during court proceedings, the state prosecutor told the court that the victim is deeply traumatized and is yet to receive counseling, professional counseling. The 13-year-old girl has since been removed from under the care of her mother and placed in the custody of her grandmother, and she will continue schooling from the village of Molapole, where the grandmother currently resides, and the father as well as the social worker made these arrangements. The matter is still under investigation, and the woman will return to court next month.
All right, Rorisa, a truly harrowing story indeed. Now we move over to the next one, where Minister Chombo is set to table a revised national youth policy, and this is amid rising youth discontent.
The minister was addressing a youth budget forum which aims to ensure that there is continuous engagement of young people in the national budgeting process ahead of the budget speech presentation, which is set to take place in the month of February. Now, Minister Chombo said the revised policy aims to deepen youth economic empowerment by increasing procurement quotas in order to allow more young people to access government contracts. She said the revisions are intended to remove long-standing barriers that have in the past limited youth participation in economic opportunities. However, she did raise some concerns, including the abuse of youth-focused programs, saying that there are individuals who use young people as fronts to access government opportunities, and some young people are actually complicit in these activities, which really undermines the policy's objectives. Now, as she was saying this, young people actually did express frustration regarding the rising youth unemployment in the country. They criticized the minister, the ministry, and the government at large for what they say is deafening silence regarding the rising youth unemployment and poverty. They argue that there has been very little communication regarding concrete programs or job pathways or just survival interventions, and this has left thousands of young, educated and capable individuals excluded from economic participation. However, in response, the minister said that her ministry and the government are committed to addressing this situation, and they are committed to investing in young people of the country.
It's time for us to mine, process, package, and enhance sales in our most important diamonds, our people, and in particular, our young people. That craft, that creativity, that innovation. Craft, creativity, and innovation in the tourism industry, in manufacturing, in music and arts, in sports, in agriculture. That is the power that young people hold. And we as the Ministry of Youth and Gender Affairs continue to commit to create an enabling environment for this mining, processing, and selling through coordination of various sectors and partnerships, as this enablement requires a multi-sectoral approach. This enablement includes building appropriate skills that are aligned to the market demands, an education system that is aligned to relevant market needs. It includes strengthening transitions from education to employment. It includes mentorship. It includes championing private sector-led economy as well as promoting youth enterprises. I reaffirm my faith in you as young people, and I thank you for your boldness, for your vulnerability, for your brilliance, as we build a Botswana where every young person is empowered, employed, and fulfilled.
All right. We certainly hope that all of that can come into fruition, Rorisang. Now, in the last of your stories, 17-year-old Ntunga Mili Raguin is making waves in the tennis world.
The 17-year-old who made history for Botswana claimed the breakthrough victory in a 3-set match before continuing his impressive run by defeating American Gavin Good in the tournament's 15th seed 6-2, 3-6, 6-4 to reach the last 16. The junior star has been in outstanding form, recently posting an 18-match winning streak and reaching the semi-finals of the J300 Traralgon tournament. He's currently ranked a career-high world number 91 on the ITF World Tennis Tour Boys rankings. He also impressed in the 2025 Davis Cup, winning all 5 of his matches to help Botswana gain promotion from Africa Group 5 to Group 4, and his success is expected to boost the profile of tennis in Botswana and inspire greater investment in youth development.
All right. Congratulations to the young man. We certainly hope that he keeps flying Botswana's flag high. Thank you very much for joining us on the show, Rorisa. We move on to economic news shortly.
Life is unpredictable and one needs to be protected against any eventuality. Get Santam legal access from as little as 50 Namibian dollars a month for when you find yourself in need of legal representation due to civil cases, criminal prosecution, and family matters such as divorce, child maintenance, and custody. It also covers labor disputes, disciplinary hearings, and unfair dismissal or retrenchment. With Santam Legal Access, you'll receive free legal advice on almost every legal aspect, whether the specific matter is covered by your policy or not. For true peace of mind and legal protection when you need it most, call us on 061 292 8000. Santam. This is freedom.
We are getting into our economic news stories as we come close to the close of the show. And the first story, well, a little predictable if you find yourself with a reasonable sense of political and economic aptitude. Why? Because South Africa has announced a temporary withdrawal from the G20 following a request by the United States, which assumes the rotating presidency of the group in 2026. The decision comes after prolonged diplomatic tensions that escalated in November when U.S. President Donald Trump boycotted the G20 summit hosted by South Africa. Trump had accused Pretoria of pursuing policies hostile to American interests and warned the country would not be invited to U.S.-hosted events. Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana said South Africa would step back from G20 engagements during the U.S. presidency, describing the move as a temporary setback while speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Analysts said the decision was aimed at avoiding further crisis. The withdrawal reduces African representation within the forum, with South Africa being the continent's only member. Officials said Africa's voice would continue through the African Union. South Africa hopes to be re-included when the United Kingdom assumes the presidency in 2027 and will host a special WEF summit in that year. Now we'll swing over to the creative economy and big things for the guy who we all first met when he did this. What is the value of this? I'll tell you. 900 million. Senegalese-born social media star Kaby Lame has secured a $900 million acquisition agreement with US-listed Rich Sparkle Holdings, marking one of the largest business deals ever involving an individual content creator. The transaction grants the company exclusive global commercial rights to Lame's brand and content while allowing him to become a controlling shareholder. The deal highlights the transformation of digital influence into structured global enterprises. Lame rose to prominence during the COVID-19 pandemic after losing his factory job and posting silent comedy videos mocking complicated life hacks. His expressive wordless humor attracted a massive international audience, making him the most followed TikTok creator worldwide. Rather than relying solely on sponsorships, Lame built a centralized business structure through Step Distinctive Limited to manage partnerships, merchandise, and digital ventures. Under the new agreement, Rich Sparkle will oversee endorsements, e-commerce, and monetization, and plans include developing an AI digital twin of Lame. Analysts view the deal as a blueprint for creators seeking long-term commercial sustainability beyond viral moments. Maybe I should take talking less as an advice for my career, but I doubt that will be soon. Thank you for joining us on Africa Good Morning on the 28th of January, which reminds us today is the birthday of one of our former presenters, Aina Raiza Kweyo. We certainly wish her a fantastic day as she continues to navigate the media landscape with her very unique personality and gifts. So DSTV285, GOTV25, oneup2.com, Network Media Hub, and NTVAFRIKA.MY.NA is where you can find Africa Good Morning. Tomorrow, we swing to South Africa with the help of Adi Hohad, giving us the top stories from there, and as always, the biggest stories from the most beautiful continent, Africa. Suraja Kanaka.